Yo les prometo a todos ustedes que me voy a preparar mucho mejor que esta pelea para conquistar un nuevo título. No defraudarlo más nunca en la vida. Y lo único que puedo decir es gracias, muchas gracias a todos ustedes, que lo demás no me preocupa porque yo sé hacerlo arriba del ring. Gracias.
Say thank you very, very much to all of you, and he don't care of nothing because he knows how to do it on top of the ring.
The fight has begun. Duran's friendly gesture of a handshake, unacceptable to Hagler.
One thing, I just hope that everybody that's here that's booing today, I hope that they show up at this fight. Pay them $signs to come in and see. I believe that's going to be one of the greatest fights that you've ever seen.
For 3 years, Hagler has been invincible as the middleweight champion, but Duran may have the style to bother him. Back in November of 1979, 15th-round action between Hagler and Vito Antuofermo. After 6.5 years waiting and in his 50th pro fight, Hagler got a title shot. Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, and they wailed at each other for the full 15 rounds. Vito moved forward and because of his rock jaw was able to take Hagler's best shots. Antuofermo backed up Hagler and took away his aggressiveness. Vito keeping his head and shoulders close to Hagler's chest, cutting down Marvin's power. Vito's kamikaze attack muffled Hagler. No punching room for Marvin. The bout ended in a draw, Antuofermo keeping his middleweight crown. Boxing experts point to this bout as an indicator of what problems Duran will pose for Hagler, who hasn't gone past 11 rounds in his 7 straight successful title defense. Antuofermo's brawling style at close range offset Hagler's boxing wizardry. Now Duran is expected to exploit him the same way. Hagler was tired and ineffective down the stretch, and Vito's splashing inside attack saved him from defeat. Duran has better movement than Antuofermo, who's expected to smother Hagler, at the same time keeping away from his power the same way he avoided Moore's explosion. If coming events cast their shadows, keep in mind that the Duran-Hagler fight will occur in the same ring at the home of champions, Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. November 10th this year. Hagler knows that Duran has better defense than Antuofermo. He'll be rumbling against a hard hitter on the inside who's elusive. So Hagler's challenge is the sternness of his career when he takes on Roberto Duran.
A lot of fighters feel as though that, that they can beat me by fighting the same type of style that Antuofermo did against me. But you have to admit, I've got better since that day. And I believe when I fight a better fighter, somebody like Roberto Duran, it's going to bring out the best in me. All right.
Marvin Hagler's greatest moment came on September 27th of 1980. Hagler was derailed by the draw against Antuofermo, but the marvelous one earned another title challenge. England's Alan Minter had outpointed Antuofermo for the crown, and in their rematch stopped Vito in the 8th round. Hagler was Minter's first mandatory opponent, and they met at Wembley Stadium in London. 3rd round action. Minter already bleeding from 4 facial cuts. Left-handed middleweights circling in the center of the ring. Minter wanted Hagler at long range. Afterwards said he had longer arms than I imagined. Slowly but surely, this was Hagler's finest moment as a professional fighter because he wore down the champion, first from the outside and then beat him at close range. A flying right hook by Hagler. That hurt Minter and he held on momentarily. Minter now bleeding profusely from a cut above and below his left eye. Partisan crowd here in London not liking what they're seeing. Their champion being dismantled by the American challenger. Hagler now closer to Minter. Knocks the mouthpiece from his jaw and then 2 right hooks to the head. And Minter now looks like a man who's trying to swim with heavy arms. Suddenly, Minter is not offensive at all. The referee asked the ring physician to examine the left eye of the champion. He cannot continue. And Hagler spends the first moments as world champion on his knees, joyful that he has won.
4 months later, Hagler's reign of terror began with his first defense. Fulgencio Obumijas of Venezuela was an undefeated mystery. 30 wins, no defeats, 28 knockouts. Ranked #1 by the WBA and WBC. In round 8, a long right hand by Hagler. Right there. And Obumijas was stunned. He didn't go down, but he couldn't continue. A vivid example of Hagler's destruct and destroy tactics.
Hagler's second defense came on June 13th of 1981, Boston Garden on a Saturday night. The rematch between Hagler and Antifermo. This time the roles were reversed. Hagler was the champion, and he beat Vito with his long-range bombing, not allowing Antifermo to crowd him. Here in the third round, Vito cut above and below the right eye. Hagler's reach of 75 inches appears immense in the rematch because he gave himself room to punch. Hagler doesn't like to leave his career in the hands of his judges, remembering his controversial defeats to Boogaloo Watts and Willie Monroe and his draw against Vito. Hagler likes to end his battles as soon as possible. Remember, Hagler has never been knocked down as an amateur or as a professional. Antifermo appears to be slower and less effective offensively here in the rematch. Less than 30 seconds left in round 4. Hagler keeping Vito at the end of his jab. There's about a clash of heads as we approach the bell ending the round. In the final seconds, the superbly fit Hagler exploding with a body attack. And at the bell, Antifermo back to his corner, his right eye filled with blood. Referee Davey Pearl indicated Vito could not continue because of the cut above his right eye. Couldn't answer the bell for round 5. October 1981, Rosemont, Illinois. Mustafa Hamsho managed to battle Hagler into the 11th round. Hagler getting off first with powerful jabs and hooks. Hamsho frustrated because Marvin won every round prior to stopping Mustafa with a 3-punch combination at 2:09 of the 11th. Hamsho required 17 stitches to mend his facial wounds. England's Tony Simpson challenged Marvelous Marvin Hagler on February 11, 1983. This is action in the 6th round. Standing room only crowd at the New Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Simpson had won 14 straight until this point, and he was decked in round 6 by the champion. A severe cut over Simpson's left eye. Referee Carlos Padilla with the mandatory 8 count. Hagler scoring especially well with his right hand. Champion following his powerful jabs with hooks, uppercuts, and combinations from all angles. Simpson trying to match power with Hagler. At this point, Hagler is switching to the orthodox style to utilize his right hand more effectively. 3 straight right hands, and Simpson goes down. Those hammer-like rights ended the challenge for the Britishers. At 2:40 of the 6th, it's all over. Later, Simpson said it was like one-way traffic. On May 27th of this year, Wilfred Sibian was Hagler's 7th challenger. Marvin's successful streak included 2 wins over Obumijas and a first-round knockout of Caveman Lee. Wilfred's record of 26-3 earned him the title shot, and that upset of Frank the Animal Fletcher vaulted him into this ring in Providence, Rhode Island against the champion. In round 1, Hagler stunned Sibian with a punching left hand. Detroit was the challenger in rounds 2 and 3. Here in round 4, the Marvelous One set up Sibian for the kill. 24-year-old Texan obviously could not hurt Hagler. Hagler was taking his time, switching to the orthodox style to utilize that powerful right hand, much the way he did against Mustafa Hamsho. Hagler switching back to the southpaw style, slamming Scipion to the body and then the head. Hagler wanted no part of that corner. A left-right combination. Scipion backpedaling to the corner, and with less than 30 seconds to go, he's down and through. 13 seconds left in the round. It's all over. Now Hagler faces the challenge of Roberto Duran, a master boxer and slugger who has defied the odds. Hagler's November 10th encounter with the hands of stone will be his most severe test.
I believe that I have to work very hard, and I believe that Roberto Duran will bring out the best with Marvin Hagler that night. I think I'm going to surprise the world. I'm going to shake the world that night.
Is there any chance that he could win this fight?
I don't believe so. And that's the way I'm going in training, with a positive mind, knowing that when the smoke all clears, it'll be my hand that's raised, and I will come home as still the undisputed middleweight champion in the world.
In anticipation of this coming battle of champions, opinions from the press and the fans.
I think this is a very, very exciting fight. It's probably the most exciting, most debatable fight that we've had around in maybe the last 10 or 15 years. And can Duran do it? Well, I didn't think he could beat Davey Moore, and he convinced me. I think he can do it. I am picking Hagler, but I would not be surprised to see Duran win because he's got tremendous will.
Duran is a very aggressive guy. He throws a lot of punches. He is proud despite his bad fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. And he comes to this fight with a great deal of equipment. He's been a great champion. It will be a great fight.
I think Hagler's just too much fighter. It's the old story about the good big man will beat the good little man.
The man he's fighting is like and fights like Ray Robinson. He's the only man you can't take the fight away by making him go backwards. Hagler is magnificent going backwards. That might be the whole clue.
They're going to say a good performance. I'm sure Duran is going to give a good account of himself.
En la entrevista yo le diré que Duran es uno de los mejores que hay en esta actualidad. Y hay muchos fanáticos y yo sé que todos estamos con Duran aquí.
Too strong, much too fast for Duran. He's in better shape. He's got just as much experience. Punches harder. Should be a good fight.
If Roberto looks as good against Hagler as he did against Moore, he's going to take him out because he looked too good against Moore. And the last time Hagler had a fight was against Vito Antuofermo 5 years ago. He hasn't had a fight since, and Duran's going to give him a fight because Duran's going to hit him downstairs, Duran's going to hit him upstairs, and it's going to be all over within a short time. Last time he had a fight was a long time ago.
Roberto Duran has promised his fans throughout the world another thrill.
Ya saben, los espero el 10 de noviembre para que vean esta gran pelea. Roberto y Hagler. Tengan confianza en mí, que yo la tengo. Yo voy a coronarme campeón por cuarta vez. Así ya sabes. ¡Vaya!
It could be that Duran, the legend, has the skill, firepower, and style to score another upset. At the news conference, Hagler refused his hand. The look on Duran's face indicated the battle has already begun. It'll be champion versus champion, scheduled for 15 rounds. At stake, the world middleweight title. It'll be marvelous Marvin Hagler against Roberto Duran. Destruct and destroy versus Hands of Stone.